Big beefy fat leg, back leg.
I'll put it in the bag for you.
And cleaning her up before we start butchering.
Yeah.
Donna.
I saw the flavor out of it. I'll get her hands on the floor across.
Donna.
Yep. Just purdy it up before we start putting it on the stove.
Sling it over the heels.
Try one at the joint there, Arnie. Let's see how good you are. Very good. Now try another one. See, if you do this right, you can cut him right at the joints. Look how good he is.
Yeah. Yep. They're all jointed.
Just
Pretty
that
cool.
good. Look at that, Arnie.
That is the beef tail.
Oh,
Missed
Yeah,
it.
missed it. I missed again.
what did I need to get out? The ropes so we can tie roast up. Remember that
I
day?
got good
Yeah.
at that.
Yep.
I never did figure it
He
out.
never did figure.
I got good
Yeah,
at
no,
it.
never
You
did.
guys can't do the
Yeah.
stick either.
Give me something.
Okay. Tip roast.
Tip roast. You start at the knuckle bone
Okay.
and you cut it in to the leg bone.
To the leg bone. Okay.
And that's called a tip roast.
It's a big old roast.
Now, we'll show you some tricks here when we get this done. Okay. Would you move that down a little bit so we can have room to work?
Oh, these mince onions.
Cut down around this bone, and now it curves, comes right down back this way. Okay? Get your knife right back there. Okay? Now this is the most dangerous bone taken out. You can take it off first.
H bone for hip bone. It's a pain. Yeah.
Now, this right here, that big hole, what that hole's for is where your blood vessels can just go down to your back leg. Okay? So if we really studied that, you'd find where it goes down in there. Okay? It's easier to clean the front of the bone off when it's on the meat. You're supposed to get it all the way down to the bone. Make that bone pearly white. Okay. Okay, now, you got a gristle up here on top, you notice that. So you just follow this bone down, keep your knife up against the bone, and it comes down here, and then it turns again. Okay? Up here, you'll come down, and it stops. See that leg bone going there? See that leg going there? This is your hip bone. So there's a socket right here where your leg bone and your socket work.
Yeah, break the socket.
Now, what you got to get into, Chuck? You see right here, I cut this hole. There's the leg bone. Okay, so you got to cut down to that leg, and you got to pry it out. As you pry that out, feel the pressure on that. Okay, you can take your steel and put in here and pull that apart to help you a little bit. When you're doing this, you want to stand over here, because if this knife comes out here and it's sharp, it's going to cut your stomach. So we don't have to worry about our meat shop because we don't have a sharp knife.
Yeah, we ain't got no sharp knives here.
So you cut this down to here, and you get in here. You see, I'll show it to you here in just a second.
You heard you cut it. I heard you cut it. Yeah.
See this right here, Chuck? Feel that right there. That's your tendon that holds your hip bone onto your leg bone. It's the strongest tendon in your body. So you just keep pulling on it until you get it down to the bottom. And you just follow this. Oh. Now, you have a lot of meat, muscle holding that bone on there too. But that, now feel right here. Feel how smooth that. If you can save that grease, if you can save that grease, you'd be a millionaire. You can use that to transplant that in human beings'
That's
joints.
interstitial fluids.
It's like wellspring.
Well, I've never had wellspur in my hand, Chuck. I've never jacked a well off.
They make different. They make differential oil out of it. It's
Okay.
the best you can get.
Okay. Who gets the job of jacking the well off to get it?
Nobody we know.
Oh, I tell you what. Some of the things you learn at meat class.
Yeah.
go get Trace, blah, blah, blah. So, Bubba hit it with
Nick says what?
she's got a baby.
And that's where the hip bone was.
So,
Woohoo. Ernie, Randy beat you.
Well, he should. Arnie hadn't done them very many times. Okay?
Okay, tip
You
first.
see you got a membrane here.
Yep.
You got a membrane here, and you got a membrane here.
Yep.
Okay? What you do in the store, you'll cut that this way. Okay?
Okay.
Take this big piece, and you cut it 2.5 inch or inch thick, and you call them charcoal steaks.
Charcoal. Oh, I remember you talking about those before, yeah.
Okay? And that's a charcoal steak.
Okay, is it,
This would be left as a tip roast.
now would this be tough?
It's just like round steak. You got to cook it with a little bit of juice with it,
Okay.
and you can't cook it fast.
I say that's a low and slow kind of moment,
It's
right?
a slow type moment. Yes.
Okay.
Throw that on the scale and see what that weighs. 'Cause you might not want that. Might be too small for you.
what's that called? A tip roast?
Tip roast, yep. 2 pound. Alright, so what are you doing now?
Cut the back leg off just to make it easier to handle. That's marrow bone. Let me keep my sister too. That marrow bone.
Oh, yeah.
Let me keep on that.
Oh, that's faster.
That's it, rump.
That'd be a what?
Be a rump roast.
Rump roast. Rump roast. Heavy rump roast. Ugh. Round steaks. No, you said round steak here, right, Randy?
Right.
Okay. And it's got bone dust on it, so you can purdy them up. Arnie don't believe in purdying them up.
That's flavor. You don't have flavor. It has bacteria.
Yeah, it's gross. Purdy them up if you got a thingy. If you ain't got one of these handy dandy,
Paper or wax towel.
yep. So just wipe it up as you can. There you go.
Or a crock pot
that'd be good,
with
yeah.
potatoes and carrots and onions and stuff.
Right. See, we do that with our roast potatoes,
Okay.
carrots, kind of meal.
Well, then you
Cook
can
it
take
real
this
slow.
same thing, so Swiss steak, and put it with gravy,
Oh, that'd be good
and so
too.
and use it as Swiss steak.
Okay.
Grew up with that kind of stuff.
Swiss steak,
Yep,
yes.
yep. Now these would be
Cut of meat.
What we have.
Yeah, I cut this.
these would be your round steaks like he showed you, but he took the bone out
Well,
because
if you
his-
roast, but it made rump roast.
he's a little on the dull
Usually
side.
you take the salt first, it's no big deal. So that's just
Yeah, it was all
So
right.
yeah.
You just wouldn't have that for hamburger. Yeah. Okay.
Hey, beef jerky. This is off the round.
This song's about Chuck.
We're gonna make beef jerky
song's about?
slices.
We need another